this exact location that I reviewed the Grand Highlander. Now, I think I might have a luxury version of that vehicle. Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. In this review, I have the TX Lexus 500h F Sport Performance. I'm going to show you all the different features, take it on a drive, and give you guys my final verdict, and see where this vehicle slots in the Lexus lineup. But let's go ahead, drum roll, and get into this review. Looking on the outside of the 2024 Lexus TX500h F Sport Performance, this is your key fob right here. Lexus is inscribed on the back with your lock, unlock, trunk release, and panic button right there. As equipped, this vehicle is $72,815. It is dressed in a Celeste silver exterior on a black New Lux interior. But looking at the front end design of the TX, you can see it does have the new evolution of the Lexus spindle grille. We have more body colored accents right there, and the Lexus badge has been moved above the grille. You can see this is your sensor for the Lexus Safety Sense 3.0. You have a front view camera right there. Looking over here at the lights, you do have a full LED lighting setup right there with your LED turn signals and daytime running lights up top, as well as your LED low and high beams. LED fog lights are down below. Now the 500 does come standard with a S-Sport designed exterior, as well as S-Sport tuned suspension and a rear wheel steering as well. Can see there are parking sensors up front, some blacked out accents. I apologize, it's about like 30 degrees out here, so we are freezing. But looking over here at the wheels, you have a 22-inch 5-spoke wheel with a black finish wrapped in all seasons tires, 255s for front and rear. S-Sport badging over here on the front fender. You do have blacked out mirror caps, which are power folding with your 360 camera. Keyless entry is for all 4 door handles. Up top, you do have blacked out roof racks, and shockingly no moonroof, which I'm sure is an option. Gas tank is over here on the driver's side. Now, overall vehicle length is about 203 inches long. MSRP starts at $56,000 for a 350 base front-wheel drive version. Coming around to the rear of the TX, you can see you have a full LED light bar that sweeps the entire length of the vehicle with Lexus spelled out. You also have LED reverse lights right there on this corner. 500h direct 4 badging right there. Now this one is rated to tow 5,000 pounds as this one is equipped. Tailgate is powered. Now behind the third row seating, you will find 20.2 cubic feet of space. You can fold down the seats right there with these little adjustments. And we do fold on the third row, that'll expand to 57.4 cubic feet. You also have a 12-volt charger right here. Your controls for the third row seating to fold that down. A first aid kit, as well as a subwoofer. You have carpeted floor mats. But let me show you guys what's under this little storage compartment right here. Now I do like how this is actually leather made right here, which is so cool. It's the little details that matter. Now under here you do have a jack right there for your temporary spare tire, as well as a manual and your cargo cover to hide your cargo. To close the tailgate, you can close the tailgate right there and lock the doors right there with that one, which will also close the tailgate. But now let me show you guys under the hood. Popping the hood release right here. The TX is available in multiple powertrains. So the base model is the 350, which has a 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder, makes 275 horsepower and 317 pound-foot of torque. That one is rated at 23 miles per gallon combined. But this one right here, I think this is the engine that you should definitely go for. Let's pop the hood, boom. But this one is the 500h, so you have the same 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder connected with 2 AC motors, one with 87 horsepower, one with like 100 horsepower, for a total system output of 366 horsepower, 407 pound-foot of torque. You get 27 in the city, 28 on the highway, and 27 combined. Vehicle weight is 4,970 pounds, as this one is equipped. The 350 has the 8-speed automatic. This one has the direct drive 6-speed automatic transmission. A 550 plug-in hybrid version is coming at a later date, which I am hearing a claimed 33 miles of electric range. Being a luxury car, the interior is really where it counts. So let me show you guys that. We are going to start out in the third row seats. To access the third row, you can use this little tab right here. You pull that up, and it'll basically pull the seat back forward, and you can slide it back like so. But stepping inside of the third row, this seat is adjusted over here. So let's talk a little bit more about space. I am 5'6". I have about maybe half an inch of legroom. As far as headroom goes, it's actually pretty good. I have about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of headroom. Couple of menus back here. You do have USB-C ports, as well as a powered back support right there. So let me show you guys a quick demo over here on this side. With me hitting the button, you can see the backrest power folds up and back. Another USB-C port over there. You do have LED illumination up top with some air vents, and then your speaker right there for your Bluetooth. But yeah, I'm liking the third seat or third row area back here. It honestly isn't too cramped. Definitely better than the RXL of before. But the second row captain's chairs in this 6 feet configuration might be the best seat in the house. So let's step on out. Also, I'm going to show you guys this little release right there. Got the electronic door handles. Now accessing the second row seats, you have a couple controls right here. This control right here slides the seat forward and back, and then for your back support right there. Or you can just do it all in one motion right here with this little release. Sitting back here, a couple of menus you do find back here are lock and unlock switches for the doors, electronic door handle release, as well as your automatic window controls. You have manual sunshades in the back, which are pretty cool. All the materials are soft touch. You can see a little bit of the orange or sunburst ambient lighting right there, which looks so cool. Map pocket storage on both sides. And then your center console, you do have a 3-zone climate control, so you have 2 up front and 1 out back, with 3-stage heated and cooled. Second row seats, fan controls, you can turn it off, automatic mode, and so on right there. You have 2 USB-C ports, as well as a little phone storage compartment right here, or coin storage, depending upon how you like it, and some more storage towards the bottom of the door panels. But here's a quick look to the front cabin. And like I stated before, definitely get a panoramic sunroof if you're going for the TX. It will really illuminate the cabin a little bit more with some natural light. This center console right here is removable, so with a little release right here, you can move it out the way to make it a pass-through, or you can just lock it in place. We have your 2 cup holders, which you can also release as well, to have just a center console just for storage. So I do like how they have everything like for the cargo kind of setup where it's all removable if you want to get something a little bit more accessible in there. Here's where you look to the front cabin. But let's hit the driver's seat of the TX, where all of the action happens. Now looking at the driver's seat, you can see you have your power bottom, back, as well as 2-way lumbar support right there. This is a black Nulux interior. Window and mirror controls are over here. All the materials are soft touch. I am liking the suede right there, which really just wraps around the interior. Nice little touch with your hood release, as well as a little storage compartment right there. You do have a power tilt telescoping steering column, and 3-person memory over here on this side, with your gas tank release, as well as your trunk release, clutch illumination, and trip information right there. Now this is a 3-spoke steering wheel. Let me move the seat back so you guys can see the full 3-spoke steering wheel right here, which is heated. You have your light controls over here on that side, with your wipe controls on that side. Being the S Sport, you do have paddle shifters behind the wheel. Over here on this side is how you can control and configure your 12.3-inch cluster right here in front of you by using the various different menus and this back button right here. Now this is how I have my setup right here. So I have the G-force meter over there on the right hand side. You have the tach in the middle with your speedo and driver assist. And then over on the left hand side, I have the driving information for the battery as well as the engine to show you where it's sending power to. If you use the various different controls right there, you can actually change the different modes of this cluster between the various different screens. And you can see at the bottom, if you hold OK, you can actually toggle between all the various different menus. So right now, I have it set with the tach, your navigation, as well as your media functions right there. You have your volume and voice commands right there. And then over here on this side is how you control and configure your Lexus Safety Sense 3.0, your track forward and back. Now, as I stated before, I highly recommend getting the head-up display, as a separate option at this price point, I definitely would want that. You have your push button start right there. But moving a little bit over or scooching over to the middle, you'd have a 14-inch Lexus interface with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. So I do want to try a quick audio test. Now this does have the 20-inch speaker Mark Levinson Sound System, so let's try it out. Now, as you can see, the 20 speaker Mark Levinson Sound System has a lot of bass and sound quality, and I highly recommend going for this over the standard premium audio system. But let's go ahead and exit that menu right there. Hit the Lexus logo to go back. So you have your CarPlay up top. Oh, there we go, we went back. And then you have navigation, which is a subscription-based system. I do wish it was like a embedded navigation, but I'd say a lot of times your phone has honestly gotten better in the current times and honestly functions a little bit better. But going further down below, you do have your media functions right here for your Apple CarPlay and your Auto. Also, you see this XM radio, AM, FM rewinding. If you hit the sources button right there, you can change between all the various different modes for that. Phone connections are right there as well. And under here is your vehicle settings. So for your vehicle settings, you have your various different drive modes: normal, sport, eco, and a custom mode. So if I throw into sport, you get the vertical tack right there inside of this display, which looks so cool. I like the way it just sweeps across the dashboard. Eco for max fuel economy, a custom mode right there, which is configurable. So you have a sport, normal, and eco for the powertrain. Suspension between sport and normal. Steering between sport and normal. And the air conditioner is between normal and a eco mode for a maximum amount of range. Seat controls right there for ease of entry when exiting the vehicle. Driver assist technology right there can all be controlled and configured right here. Trip information, your energy flow meter right there, so it'll show you a little diagram of where it's sending power at to all four wheels independently, whether it's using the battery or the engine to propel you to to get you forward. Let's put it that way. I was going to go like more of a scientific word, but you know, that's good enough. Seat controls, energy flow right there, tire pressures, and vehicle alerts. Going further down below, you have your vehicle settings for your personal information, general settings, built-in Wi-Fi, display settings right there, so you can change the brightness of both displays. Sound controls right there, you can change the Lexicon sound system. Vehicle customizations right there. So you have a meter mode right there where you can change the central display, the tachometer design, EV range indicators, as well as the rev settings right there. Light settings are over here. You have illumination, so you have the multicolor ambient lighting, so you can change between all these various different colors over here, as well as a custom color. Door controls are over here on this side. Ease of entry, the custom drive mode again, as well as your tire pressure warnings, climate control functions, and a utility mode function right there for your oil change and stuff like that. Driver assist is under here for your driver support, collision mitigations, and so on. And your dealer information with software updates. But looking further down, you do have a dual zone climate control with 3-stage heated and cooled front seats, 2-stage heated steering wheel, and you can also hit this climate button right there to pull up some more settings right here in front of you. You can use the fan right there, and then your dials on both sides. Window defrost right there with your volume control, and you can turn off the screen right there with that button. Some air vents down below. Now looking right here, you do have a automatic parking feature right there, which we do have to try out, as well as a 360 camera button right there. So it'll give you a full 360 view around this TX. You have 3 USB-C ports right there. That one right there is for connectivity into the infotainment and charging. And then these two right here are just for charging only. You have a wireless charging pad right here for my iPhone with some more storage. 2 couples, which if you hit this unlock button right there, will allow you to remove all of these to give you some more central console space right there. You can also put it back as well. But right here is your gear shifter. Push it over for reverse. We have a 360 camera with trajectory lines. You can also put up a automatic front view camera mode. You can change various different views. You can also use that right there for the washer to wash your camera or whatever. And you go neutral, and then all the way down for drive. So you can see right there, it'll give you the trajectory angle right there as the vehicle is at a slight angle, and so on. And you got a manual mode over there on that side when you push over, and you could push for park. Now also over here in your center console, you have a traction control, a auto hold, hill descent, and electronic parking brake. And then your center console coming back here, which opens on 2 different sides. Does have pretty good space. My hand can go pretty deep. But looking a little bit more at this interior though, you got a little bit of suede right there. This wraps around. This looks so cool. And I like one styling element I do like is that you kind of have this floating kind of screen display, but yet when you look at it from this angle, it looks like it's incorporated into the dashboard. When you look up right there, you can see it's like floating. Very cool styling element. Up top, you have your garage door openers, and if you go for this tech package, you'll get a digital camera mirror right here, your sunglass holder with some LED illumination up top, your SOS for your telematic information, and the illumination up there is LED as well. But let's go ahead and take the TX500H for a drive and see how it does in the real world as a luxury family hauler. So let's go. Behind the wheel of the 2024 Lexus TX, this is the 500h F Sport Performance. Right now we are in this eco mode for maximum fuel economy. But speaking of visibility out the front, rear, and sides, I can see very good over the hood, as well as out the side mirrors and even out the back. And you notice when first setting off how smooth the transition is between the hybrid system and the 6-speed automatic transmission. Now this version as equipped is rated at 27 in the city, 28 on the highway, and 27 combined. Vehicle weighs just under 5,000 pounds. You can see right here in front of this digital cluster, which is 12.3 inches. I have everything customized to see my power mode right there, so it'll show you where it's sending power to, as well as your G-force meter over there on the right hand side and the tachometer in the middle. I can also pull up the all-wheel drive system right there inside of the screen to show you where it's sending power to, as well as the energy flow meter right there. I think that's my personal favorite menu right there, so we will leave that up for majority of the drive. Now, how is seat comfort? Seat comfort is good. These do have the semi-aniline leather and New Lux interior option as well. This one does have the New Lux being the 500h. Semi-aniline does come with the 350. Now, for the 350 version, you have the 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder. That makes 275 horsepower with 317 pound-foot of torque. Now that is rated at 23 miles per gallon combined. So you have 4 mpg better combined, and you have almost 100 extra horsepower. Now as far as seat comfort goes, with the leather, like I talked about before, seat comfort is great. It's very comfortable. You have heated and cooled seats, as well as a heated steering wheel, and you have heated and cooled seats in the second row seats. Car is just like library quiet, just driving in a few feet. You get your drive modes right there. So basically for your various different drive modes, you have normal, sport, eco, and then the customizable drive mode, which I talked about in my walk around. So I have to put the vehicle in park. So let me show you guys how you can customize everything right there. So I have everything in its normal, but the powertrain in a sport mode. And you also have a clear, crisp 360 camera, which does have a lot of quality as well, and is also great. But this F Sport version does get a more revised exterior styling, which is more aggressive. You have a dynamic rear wheel steering, as well as F Sport tuned suspension. So right now it's in its custom mode. So like I stated before, the powertrain is in sport. Oh my goodness. That powertrain though is just crazy, the torque. Now this one right here has 407 pound-foot of torque with 366 horsepower. This thing is just under 5,000 pounds, and it does get up pretty good. I like it. Now the 350 is adequate horsepower for most people, but if you really want just a little bit more miles per gallon and horsepower, I highly recommend getting this version right here. And what I like when you put it into sport mode, just like kind of with the GR86, you get this more vertical kind of RPM tack right there with your speed out in the middle. It looks so cool. And I like that you have just the level of customization inside of just central display right here. It's nice. This being the F Sport version, you do have paddle shifters behind the wheel, as well as a manual mode over there, down and over. You can control the 6-speed automatic manually. Does come with direct drive, this hybrid system. But yeah, this car is such a smooth operator, just driving around, just nice. But going back to drive. And even in the sport mode, it's not too jarring. The powertrain just works in tandem together to accelerate you forward. You can definitely feel that S Sport tuned suspension going over a couple of bumps. Now keep in mind, this does have the 22-inch wheels for this version. Smaller wheels are available when you go for different various trims in the new TX. Now basically the TX does replace the RXL, and it does a better job of that because you get even more backseat legroom in the third row. Not just that, but it's also more user-friendly as well with the technology. Now, I highly recommend getting the head-up display in the tech package, as well as the panoramic sunroof up top, if you really want to get a little bit more light into the cabin and just have that extra technology aspect that you really need. Let me show you the 360 camera while we sit here. Stop sign. Look at that. You can see the clear, crisp view right there. You see it's picking up the car. You got trajectory lines and everything right there. See, look, it's picking up everything. So you're definitely safe with this Lexus Safety Sense 3.0. Car's just very smooth and quiet at the light. Now I'm going to try a quick acceleration. Now Lexus says 6.1 seconds 0 to 60 for this 500h version. It's about 7.8 for the 350. Wow, this thing really does move though. Once it just goes, it goes. Like, that electric propulsion just works with the turbo engine. But where you really notice the extra oomph or acceleration versus the 350 is in the mid-range torque department. Just already rolling and you just like kind of ease into it, and the torque just carries you around. Show you guys in the settings as well. You can also change the pumped in sound inside of the interior. So this does have like the active sound design inside. So right now this is in a more standard mode, but you can turn it up where it will actually like be like, whoa, you can really like hear it inside. Give me that extra more driving experience. Once the light turns green, we are gonna hit the highway and see how this pros act a bit. So let's go. Wow. This thing just moves. Oh my goodness. I love this powertrain. This powertrain, I did see it introduced in the RX about a year ago, and it's just so smooth. But let's talk about the highway driving dynamics. Now, driving on the highway just under about 70 or so miles an hour, the cabin is very hushed, quiet. You really don't hear no wind noise, literally at all. It's library quiet at highway speeds. But I do want to go ahead and throw on the adaptive cruise control. So let's see if we can get a little bit closer to this vehicle in front of us. I'm gonna go ahead and set the speed as well as the lane keeping assist. We'll try that out. And then you can change your following distances as well. So I can go down to 1 following distance or expand that following distance up to 4. So right now it's using the camera up top to follow the traffic in front of it. And it's doing a pretty good job with the adaptive cruise control of following traffic. Now, I do want to try the lane keeping assist. This does have steer assist, so if you veer over a bit, you see right there, it'll pull you back into your lane. And you can also program it to have feedback in the steering wheel as well. But yeah, the technology aspect with this Lexus Safety Sense 3.0 is definitely there, where you have all the driver assist you'll ever need. You got blind spot information, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, which does, have to say, work a lot better than their older systems. So you have the better lane keeping assist, where before it would give you the chime, but it really wouldn't like pull you back. But now the response and everything is like definitely bang on right. One thing to keep in mind though is that while we're sitting in this light, it does keep you locked out of the display when you are in motion. So basically your settings will be locked out while driving. But yeah, I have to say, I honestly like this vehicle. It's not bad at all. Now, as we get a little bit closer to the dealership, I might as well go ahead and get into the conclusion of what I think about this TX500H. So overall, what I have to say about this vehicle, now, I love the technology aspect, the packaging, the way the third row seating is, that even at 5'6", I had about maybe an inch of legroom in the third row, but headroom is really where it shined, where I had about 2 inches of headroom overall, which I thought was amazing for a vehicle of that size. Those Audis are like, what are we following them? Let me just throw the adaptive cruise back on again. I want to show you guys a little bit more how it does in action. Definitely does work very good, but overall I have to say technology is great. I do like how smooth, quiet, and refined the ride is at highway speeds around the city. Everything is just like, it keeps you isolated from the road. And even the ride, despite this having the 22-inch wheels, the ride is pretty good as well. Now, if you're going to even smooth the ride, you can get the 20-inch wheels on the 350. And of course, they have a 350 Luxury as well. So there are numerous different options out there for you with this new TX. And they also have a 550 plug-in hybrid coming, which I am hearing is going to be about 33 miles of electric range. So that would definitely be exciting to get a plug-in hybrid full-size like unibody SUV. Now, of course, I know you're thinking, what about the GX, the LX? Now, those are body-on-frame vehicles, so it's not like a unibody kind of standard. Those are more like for off-roading. But this right here is also based on the Grand Highlander, so you have a little bit similar powertrains, but you just get that extra level of luxury that you don't get in that vehicle with all soft touch materials. And like I stated before, I highly recommend getting the tech package, so you can get the head-up display as well as the digital rearview mirror right there and the moonroof up top. Now, you do also have ambient lighting as well, which really does spruce up the cabin at nighttime. This gives it an extra bit of ambiance. Let me see if I can show you guys that real quick. So drive assist right there, all-wheel drive, tire pressures. You can go under your settings, vehicle customizations, lights, illumination right there. So you basically change between all these different colors for the ambient lighting, and just a little bit of ambiance around the interior. Just really just spruces it up at nighttime, which is so cool. Change the racing zones. The custom drive mode right there is configurable. You can change that, and all the different functions are right there as well. You can also change the display right here, which the level of customization is crazy. But yeah, this is going to wrap up this video. Please sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. This is Chris signing out, and I'll see ya in the next one.